What's up, people? I'm Jessica Ross.
And I'm Emma Lukey.
And we're White Wine and Moonshine. Get ready for absolute chaos.
We both love giving advice, but we've realized that we have very different styles. Mine is pretty good.
But mine is even better, even though most people say it's not.
On every episode, we'll be covering everyday life and issues and giving our advice and thoughts on them.
From our own unique perspectives.
Don't worry, we're not going to be talking about alcohol. It's just that our advice is as different as white wine and moonshine.
But you know, we also could talk about that.
Jessica. Hello! It's been a month and we're back.
Yes, sirree. I mean,
More like 2 months.
You can't expect us to be great at this.
We don't know when our upload schedule is. We're hoping we're going to start at once a week again, but we don't know.
We're just gonna go with the flow. So either be cool with that or suck it.
Wow. Always with the suck it. These are our dear listeners. But we've got a special announcement at the end. So,
We do?
Yes, we do.
Oh, right. I forgot. I was like, oh, what's special? What's
So
happening?
you've got that to look forward to. And in the meantime, this episode, we are talking about
growing up
advice related to that. Yes.
and how it sucks.
Wow, you're really on the sucky bus today, aren't you?
But I mean, who wants to grow up?
Well, there's benefits.
Like?
Well, okay, hold on. I don't know why I didn't say anything. Well, you
Right.
get more freedom, and you get to see more of life. You, well, high school's pretty good.
Exactly.
I'm sure I could come up with a list of things, but you totally put me on the spot.
Sure.
Mhm. It's
Great.
true.
I can tell you the great things about younghood.
Younghood. Why don't you tell me the great things about younghood? Do you mean youth, Jessica?
Yeah, sure, whatever you want to call it. You know, you get to chill with your friends.
You can do
You don't
that
need
now.
to focus on what? I thought this is part of growing up. We haven't grown up yet.
But we are growing up, and you're like, growing up sucks, but we're in the process of it right now.
Everyone grows up, even when you're
Are you talking about going into adulthood?
I don't know.
Because I thought you were talking about, being a teenager.
I think it's great to be a teenager.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree.
Yes.
I love being a
Okay.
teenager.
So we're settled.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're all
excellent.
good. We're all good. I thought you were going to tell me stories of,
When I was 5?
Yes!
Nah, I don't know. That, I mean, elementary was nothing special for
Yeah.
me.
I do agree.
I wasn't really focused on school. I was super popular though,
Oh, my gosh.
which was surprising.
But
But I was really,
friends in
I was
elementary.
really dumb. Yeah. Did I tell you I got a 4 out of 48 on a social exam once?
You did not tell me
Yeah.
that.
Good times.
Oh.
I didn't do well on my math PAT either. In fact, I didn't do well on any of my PATs in grade 6. But who cares about that?
Just living your best grade 6 life.
Yeah, no regrets. I may have totally almost failed, but I had great friendships. Life was great. I was enjoying myself.
That's good. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shall we get into our first topic?
Yes.
So, our first question is, my parents want me to get my driver's license, but I don't want to. I tell them that I have friends, the bus, Uber, my bike to get around. Why go through the hassle of learning how to drive? Am I missing something? Now, you guys might not know this, but Jessica's kind of our expert on driving here.
Yeah.
So, Jess, would you like to take a crack at this question?
Round of applause for Jessica.
Woo!
Thank you. Yes, many do call me the driving master for many reasons.
Who calls you that?
Okay, shush. Whatever. That's not. I don't. Well, that's not what I'm called. But I have been driving for. How old am I? 17,
Oh my
14,
gosh.
15, 16, 17, 3 years. I don't know. 4,
Well,
maybe
you
it's
would have
around.
gotten your learners probably when you were 14, right?
I got it. I literally got it the same month that I turned 14.
Oh, yeah, I could see
And
you
I've
doing
been
that.
driving ever since. So I think I'm I can be a good driver when I want to be.
Jessica, the question's asking why people should
Anyway,
drive.
whatever. I'm getting into that.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting into
okay.
that.
Okay.
The point is, I'm a good driver.
Okay.
And
Debatable.
I So I love to drive. Driving is my everything. People are like, what do you like to do in your spare time? You know what I say? Drive. Because, okay, people are always like, oh, what's so great about driving? But I'll tell you what is great about driving. So you can, like, pick up your friends. You can drive wherever the heck you want. That gives you freedom there. Freedom. We're talking about that. Freedom. That's like a growing up kind of thing. You get more freedom. I just went to IKEA today. And my mom was busy, you know? If my mom wasn't busy, what would I have done? Because I don't want to take, like, public transport. It's kind of nasty now. You know what I'm saying? I think in the late night car rides, those are really good. So that's the one thing. You've got an enjoyable factor there. I mean, I would say it's probably different for some people because some people don't like to drive. But I love driving. Like, I just love driving, you know?
Love driving.
Second thing is, you said that your friends could drive you, but I'll tell you, sometimes it's not really fun being a personal chauffeur for all my friends. So, like, for all of my friends out there whom I drive 24/7, hurry up and get your license. Because as much as I love driving, I don't want to drive you to school, drop you off at home, pick you up, go to the store, pick up your stuff from the store. I don't know. But, like, it's only fun for, like, a certain amount of time there. You know what I'm saying? And then also, another thing is, I don't know everyone's situation, but I don't have to pay for gas right now because I don't actually own a car. I just drive my parents. So I'm like, therefore, I don't have to pay for gas. So
No wonder you drive so much. Oh my gosh.
So I would say if you're in that situation, I would really drive now before you actually have to pay for that all. Because I drive forever and ever, although I've gotten in trouble now because I drive a bit too much now. But, I would get, like, the driving part down before you have to actually, like, pay for gas. Because gas is expensive. Can really drain you. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. You know what you need to get is those Safeway gas coupons.
Oh, those are great.
My mom, when she goes shopping, she gets one, like, almost every time because she goes, like, in big trips.
Yeah.
So then we just have a little stock of them on the refrigerator. So when you go to gas up, you just grab one. It's really sweet.
They're great. So, I mean, I would say that is the great part of driving. I wouldn't want to pay for, like, an Uber all the time.
Right.
And,
in the winter, you're not necessarily wanting to bike places.
Exactly.
Or wait for a bus.
Yeah. Bikes are slow.
Yes.
You want to go to IKEA and it's half an hour away? That's a long bike. Plus, how are you going to, like, collect your furniture?
I mean, they're probably not going to bike to IKEA.
You know what I'm saying.
But I would agree with you that I definitely think it's worth it to get a driver's license because, like, right now, you do have a lot of options. But also, once you get older, like, those options do kind of, like, they're still there, but then your life gets so much busier. You're gonna have to manage, like, job, going shopping for things. Like, knowing how to drive, just, it does give you that freedom right now, for sure. But it also sets you up to be better equipped for the future. And it is really a good thing to be able to be self-reliant. And like Jess said, if you're just relying on your friends, then that's not necessarily going to be helpful in the future. And they might appreciate it if you also were able to rely on yourself as well. I would say definitely, if you can, I would highly recommend getting your driver's license. If you're unsure about driving, like if it's not something that you feel all that comfortable doing,
Get comfortable.
Okay. Well, like, I know my parents signed me up for AMA.
I did that, yeah.
It was awesome. Obviously, though, not everyone's going to take a driving course, so even just if you can get out and get some practice, I know lots of people do that as well. Highly recommend it.
And I will drive with you, except for I'm not
legally allowed to.
I just realized.
No, yeah, you can't.
Never mind, I take that back.
Yeah.
I can in a year if you're, like, down for that. But anyway, last thing to say. Imagine this, okay? You want to go on a trip with your friends, okay? A road trip, okay? But, like, you're the only one who, I mean, everybody else, I don't know, for some reason they just can't drive.
Okay.
and you are in this position, you're like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, should I drive or not? Should I, like, get my license? Now, imagine this. If you take it early, you get that experience, the parents are going to trust you more, first of all, and your friends are going to trust you more.
Oh, because you'll have more experience driving before the road trip.
Exactly, and you'll know what to do, like I kind of know how to do a flat tire now, although that was mostly Luke and Riker.
Yes, it was.
You know, you can get used to all of those, like, bumps in the road, if you get what I'm saying. And then...
Bumps in the road.
Yeah, that's... It took you a second there.
Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay.
And then, bam, you can go on a road trip. Like, imagine driving to, like, BC with your friends.
Oh, okay, well, that's a long trip.
Yeah,
you
but
have to have a lot of experience.
That's a serious road trip.
And then I guess you'd want to have...
Grad trip!
Yeah, that's true. Well...
I've got... The gears are shifting now.
Did they just start shifting now?
No, they've been shifting,
for a while.
I've been planning this.
Interesting.
Planning this for years.
Really?
Decades.
I don't think so. You are a one project mind.
Yeah,
you work on one project at a time.
Well...
Jessica. When we started doing your room, we stopped doing the podcast.
That's true. I am a bit... It's like, I'm focused.
You've got a one-track mind, I'm telling you.
Okay.
And that's okay.
I see what you're saying.
So let's move on to the next question about... So our next one is, someone asked, how do you figure out what career you want? So, it's hard.
It's a good question.
And as soon as you get into high school, that's the question everyone goes to. What are you doing when you get older? And it's totally okay if you don't know. And it seems like everyone thinks that you should know. But, like, we're still kids. And so it's okay if you don't know what you want to do for many more years. So,
moons.
Oh my gosh. My advice would be to expose yourself to as many options and possibilities as you can, because we might not even know that the perfect job is out there for us, right? Like, if you don't know about it, you don't even know that's an option.
That's true.
So I would recommend, like, just trying to learn about that stuff. If you can go to, like, I don't know, some places have, like, career days or shadow days. I would recommend things like that. I would also recommend, if you have some ideas of what you might be interested in, like doing some volunteer or some kind of work to kind of get an idea of what would happen if you were in that position. I only mention this because for most of my life, I thought I was going to be like an elementary school teacher, because
I still see that.
Thank you. Well, you know, kids are funny, and it'd be fun to teach them and help them develop as people, teach them to be good citizens in society.
Well, they snot on you.
Well, here's the thing. We had some of mom and dad's, like, family over, and they had little kids, and so we hung out with their little kids and kind of babysat them for a little bit. And they were so disgusting.
I know.
And it's not their fault. Little kids are just gross. But then that was the moment I realized, like, oh, maybe this isn't the job for me, because little kids are kind of messy. And that's not quite my style. So yes, I would say expose yourself to what you can. Try out things you're interested in, either to see, like, oh, I'm actually quite interested in this, or maybe it's not for me. That's my advice. What do you have to say, Jess?
I like that. Or you can also, like, talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, my dad has his friend works at this prison, so I'm going to talk to him.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Plus, I was like, oh, should I go into, like, biology or something? And then, because I'm taking medical studies.
Right.
Johan brought in, like, this speaker who talked about social work, and I was like, oh, this actually sounds much more interesting than I thought. So now it's another one of my many options.
Right.
Which is lovely. But I eliminated biology because I'm dying right now. I agree. I agree with that. You just gotta, like, go for it. Like, just, you know, I don't know how to, like, explain it. I feel like find, like, a general area that you like. Like, say you're like, oh, I don't know, but I do like science. Then maybe just go into a general science and explore, like, classes around that area.
Right.
That's what my cousin did. Now she's going to med school.
Oh, so that worked out for her.
It did. So, I mean, and I find my parents always tell me this. They're always like, you don't need to, like, have it down in high school when you apply.
For sure.
you can always switch in university, and as long as you don't, like, you know, really go down into it.
Well,
but, like,
not to mention, like, people into their adulthood switch their careers.
yeah.
People change their minds. That's kind of how we work. So it's okay to not know or to think you know and then change your mind. Like,
Exactly.
go for it, dude. You got this.
My mom was a teacher, and now she's a lawyer.
Wow.
So she, like, swapped.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. And my dad was, like, this history nerd, and now he's a banker. So we all kind of, like, switcheroo.
We can change interests.
Exactly. So don't feel, like, super pressured.
Mhm.
Especially if you're, like, not in, like, grade 12.
Yes.
Because I feel a little bit pressured to pick because mine are so different.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like just gonna go with it, you know? See what speaks to me when I apply.
And we've still got
Yeah,
months.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, our next topic is how to find your style and how to have the confidence to wear what you want.
I knew this is Lynn's.
Well-
I'm calling her out on this.
Jessica.
Because I was like, Lynn, help me with my style. And she was like, just like, look at some of these pictures and pick one you like. And then bam, there's your style. And then I was like, that didn't help me at all. And she was like, oh, I know what to do. And then she typed it in the little thing. She was like, check your request. And I was like, seriously? I don't have a style. And I have to talk about it. So why don't you start?
Okay. So for finding your style and having the confidence to wear what you want, I would recommend kind of, if you're not sure, then, like, kind of experiment. I always really enjoy getting hand-me-downs because it gives me a chance to try out what someone else's style is and see, like, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of like this, or maybe this part I like, but this isn't for me. Like, because it gives you something to start off of. I could recommend, like, thrift stores and places like that, because they just have, like, stuff that's different and kind of unique, so you can kind of pick out what you like.
I will say, American thrift stores are way better than Canadian ones.
Really?
I found some great stuff at American thrift stores.
You know what? That's true. I went to one in Arizona, and they had some really nice stuff there.
I don't know why, like, ours kind of suck.
Maybe because I wonder if Canadians use thrift stores more, so it's more picked over or something.
I don't know. I feel like that's...
Maybe we should look into that. That would be interesting.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Oh, thank you. Often I find that style really boils down to what you like and, like, feel comfortable in. So if you have, like, a couple things that you really enjoy wearing, like, try building off of that. Like, find things that go with it or kind of complement it and kind of build off of that as your style. I think that the idea of, like, looking to others for inspiration can be helpful.
As long as you don't, like, do it too much.
Well, and it's okay to have a similar style to someone else.
Yeah, but, like, I find when people, like, there's, like, a style, you know, like the popular, like short shorts and, like, a crop top. I don't know, like, I find that just taking, like, the popular, quotation marks, because you can't see me, the popular, like, style, and then wearing it, I find that it really isn't, like, your style. Because you're just trying to, like, fit in with the style.
It's a style, but it's not necessarily tailored to you. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's important when you're looking for your style to bring yourself into it and not just follow what other people are doing.
Yeah, because I find that so many girls are, like, just trying to wear that to, like, impress, like, people, and they end up kind of looking kind of...
Don't shame.
Will not.
But just not like themselves.
Yes, that's a nicer word.
And that's kind of, actually that leads very nicely into my next point, so thank you, is that when you pick out your style, you want to wear what makes you feel good. And if you enjoy wearing the popular things, then there's not anything wrong with that. But don't wear those things just because they're popular. So when you're looking for your style, look for what you enjoy wearing and work off of that. I just really like this certain color, so I just buy a lot of that same color, and then it works because everything matches. But in the second part of the question, it asks how to feel comfortable wearing what you want. And my recommendation is to try things out at home first. Whenever I want to try like a different outfit or something, but I'm not sure about if it's going to look how I think it does in my mind, I like trying it out like on a weekend and where I'm just going to be home for the day. I try it on, see how it feels throughout the day, and then if I like it, then I'm good to go in public. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I send pictures to my friends. Or, actually, I just go shopping with my friends, and I'm like, tell me what to get, because I do not know.
You like other people's opinions?
Mm-hmm. Because I don't really know. I wear a lot of different styles, because I just haven't picked one that's, like, really me.
And that's totally fine.
Like, I do like a good crop top.
Yeah.
But I also do like the cargo pant kind of look. Although that's like new. I haven't really like experimented much with that. So I don't know. And then sometimes I just feel like sweats and a sweater. Oh, so nice. I feel like, why does everyone hate on that? It's so comfy, you know?
I don't know anyone who hates on sweats and a sweater.
I don't know. People are always like, why are you wearing that? And like, it's like hiding your figure in quotations again. I mean, nobody said that to me.
Who are you talking to?
Nobody said that to me. But, like, you know when they always talk about, like, Billie Eilish, for example? Like, she always wears, like, baggy clothes. And they're like, oh, she could be, like, wearing, like, she could look so much better. And I'm like, are you serious? Like,
that's just ridiculous.
Screw you.
And quite frankly, I think there's a little bit of misogyny in there. But we don't need to go there today.
We could go there next week.
Perhaps. Well, we don't know. We'll see. Perhaps.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next question, shall we?
Yeah.
So, our next question was asking how to come out to your dad. And I personally don't really have any experience with this kind of situation. Jess, do you have anything to say?
I mean, I have not come out to my parents, which probably should do that at some point. Well, but, like...
Sorry, you go ahead.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
go after. I thought you were done, but you should keep going if you're not.
Well, I don't know. We'll just feel the vibe. You know the vibe? Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, I feel like it always depends on, like, the household you're in, because I feel like, obviously, it's gonna be easier if you kind of know that your dad is, like...
Gonna be supportive?
Yeah. Like, with me, my dad is, like... I'm still trying to convince him Black Lives Matter. Oh. So, I don't really think I would tell him. So, I feel like that's an important part. If your dad is supportive, then I think it's one of those things where you can just be like, this is important to me, I just want to let you know. And then, like, hug it out, you know? But if your parents aren't supportive, that's where I'm not exactly sure, because I think sometimes it can go well, where they're like, I don't know, they surprise you and they're like, okay, this may not be, like, my thing, what I agree with, but, like, you're my child, so I'm gonna love you. But then there's, like, those times where it doesn't work out like that.
May I interject?
Yeah.
Because I wrote down a point that's kind of similar to what you're saying. And it's that everyone's situation is different. And so it's always important to do what's best for you as an individual. So, like, if you want to come out and you're ready, then that's awesome. And you should definitely do it if that's what you want to do as an individual. But if you're only doing it because you feel like it's something that you're supposed to do, then, and like you don't actually want to or feel ready for it, then you don't have to. Like, just because a lot of people, once they realize that they're not the norm, in quotations, because I think that that's silly, that kind of thing is the norm, in quotations. It's true, you gotta say in quotations. that they have to come out, like, you don't have to do that if that's not something that is good for you at the current moment. You can also choose who you come out to. If you want to come out to certain people and not others, that's totally okay, because your experience is your experience, and other people don't get to decide what's best for you.
I like that.
Thank you.
I don't know. Yeah, I always felt like, oh, I'm like bi-curious, so do I like tell people? And I'm like, I don't. It doesn't really matter. Like I told you earlier, I don't think I would tell my dad.
Yeah.
Unless I actually like knew, or I was like, you know, something was going on. You know what I'm saying?
And that's totally fine.
Yeah. So, I like what you said there. I feel like this is something real happened here, you know?
Well, I'm so glad. I hope that our viewers like it too.
Yeah. Telling your friends, I find, is always easier. Like, friends are always, I find, easier to tell, because like they're similar like you, they're like have the same mindset kind of thing.
Well, and that's the thing, like, we choose our friends.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they'd be like us. We don't choose our parents.
Yeah. Although technically we should be like them, because, you know.
Yeah. You'd think so.
Yeah, but it's surprising
Not
how
always
different
the
we
way.
are.
Yes. But yeah, your experience is your own, and you get to decide what happens. If you do want to come out, and you're looking for advice on how to do it, again, everyone's situation is different, so it's hard to give advice about what someone else should do. If I was to, I think I would do it like in a, like just a straightforward factual way, but that's how I am as a person. I would recommend, if you're not quite sure, maybe look into other people's stories or experiences, find out how they did it, maybe get some ideas about what you would like to do. But unfortunately, I personally am not really able to give any advice that would be good to just you, you know?
Yeah, I told my friend when I was by and I was really nervous, so I was on FaceTime and I wrote it down on a piece of paper and made her read it. Which probably wasn't like the greatest thing, because I was like, I don't know. I mean, like, it was just kind of weird. My friend was like, what? I can't read your writing. And I was like, okay, well. So it wasn't, yeah, I wouldn't do it that way. Don't do it that way.
But that was a decision that you made, and that's how it was.
Exactly.
And no one else could have told you what to do.
Exactly. It worked out. So, bacham. But if you do want to, like, actually, if you want, like, you can talk to us about it, or, like, I don't know, I don't know exactly who you are, so I don't know what to say.
That's the other thing. We would be certainly happy to give one-on-one advice. You remember Larry? Larry came to me.
Yeah, Larry.
What's
What's happening with that?
I don't know. I haven't checked in
Oh
a
my
little
god,
while.
hurry up. I gotta know. I've always, whenever I...
Hold on.
okay. I'm not gonna, like...
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Whenever I, like, think of them... Is that... We're good? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hey, I wonder what's going on with that. So, now I gotta know! I should, like, text them after this.
Okay.
Be like, hey, what's happening?
Well, as I was
What's
saying,
going on?
we would be happy to give one-on-one advice. I know that's kind of how this whole thing started, was that we both love giving people advice. And so if you feel comfortable, we would love to give advice. If you know us in person, you know, you could talk to us in person, you could text us. I don't have Instagram right now, Jess still does. We have our email. You could even ask us on our questionnaire and leave your name if you'd like. Whatever you'd like, we're here for you.
Yeah, we have, like, the thing on the essay. It's, like, essay long. Like, you can write as much as you want.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
In the questionnaire?
Yeah.
That's smart. Yes.
I know, I'm a big brainy.
You are a big brainy. Miss Big Brainy, shall we move on to our last question?
Yes.
So, this one is asking, How do you flirt?
With a U. How do you spelled U?
Yes, it was with the letter U.
It was very formal.
Okay.
How do you flirt?
Well, Jess, would you like to take a crack at it?
Me.
Yes.
How do I flirt?
Yes.
I mean, I flirted before, but, like, it's obviously never, like, ended in anything because I'm still single.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say don't do, like, the, hair around the finger, like, hey, how's it going? Just, like, I would always say, make friends with them first.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, Jessica. Friends. Yes.
Why do strangers talk to each other? And
yes.
like in a not like but in like a more than friends kind of way. It's like, hey, what's your name? I'm into you. And I'm like, wow, Jessica's such a great sexy name. Yes, date me. No, that is weird. That is weird. Like, it's kind of creepy even nowadays. I mean, maybe that's just me, but like, I want to be like really close friends with somebody that I'm like dating,
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, first of all, be friends. That is like the number 1 here. And then you can get into like the more flirty stuffy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, just be like, hey, you wanna do, you should have this scheme where you and your, so if we're all friends,
okay,
just do a group activity, but all of your friends are like, sorry, I'm busy, and then you're left with them.
Oh my god.
And then you like hang out.
That's spoken like a real moonshine, Jessica.
Anyway, you could do that. Just like talk to them, get to know them, and then a deep connection will form, hopefully. And then you can like be like, you look good today or something. I don't know, man. Just be like, wow, you're so smart. Or if they're not, you'd be like, wow, you're so dumb.
Okay.
Or your hair looked good today. Did you use hair gel? Or,
so,
I like the smell of your cologne.
I wonder why your flirtation.
That's not. I've never used those because I've never really gotten there.
Yes, I do agree that I think it's best to be friends with the person first because you get to know them and like really know them as a person, and then that way. That's another thing. Sometimes you think you're into someone, then you get to know them and you're like, oh dear.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
true. Or you're like, oh, I don't know if I like them as a person, or, I mean, like them, or like them just like friends.
Or like as a friend, yeah.
And then you get to know them and you're like, nah, this is friend vibes here. Yeah.
I know that the one downside to being friends first is that then it can become scary to let them know that you like them.
Mm-hmm.
But then that kind of goes back to our relationship podcast, where if you're feeling a certain way, let them know because they might not even know that you're an option.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're like friends, it shouldn't really end bad. And
exactly.
If it does, they're not really your friend, and you should dump them.
If being friends, if you become friends and then now you want to flirt with them, I do have a couple tips.
Yeah, because were you friends with Riker before you started dating him?
Well, kind of. I know for most of the people that I've had crushes on, I was friends with them first. And I think it always did feel better because then you really know them first.
Mm-hmm. Like, I want to go on a date with a creepy.
Yeah. I've never, like, really overly flirted with someone, but, like, I would say the main things to keep in mind if you're wanting to flirt with someone is, first of all, like, having a positive attitude is so nice. Like, if you are talking to someone who's just really cheery and you can just tell that they're happy to be around you and having a conversation with you, that just feels nice. And it's a lot better than someone who's, like, really, like, I don't know, sarcastic or not quite really showing that they're interested or happy to be with you.
Yeah, I'm sarcastic.
Well, you're sarcastic, but like when like you're happy to hang out with people.
True.
And you show that. And that's nice. It's nice to know that the other person likes being around you. And definitely, like, one of the key things if you're going to flirt with someone, please, if nothing else, be yourself. Because there's, and everyone says it, I know that, because we've heard it so many times. But that's because it's so true. Because so many people will change things about themselves to make the other person like them more. But the thing is, if the other person doesn't like you for who you are while you're flirting, and then you get into a relationship with them, now you're just gonna be a different person? And, like, if the other person can't deal with how you are, then that's a them problem. That's not a you problem. That's okay, you deal with that. I'm gonna go in the other way now.
Nice.
Problem for them. They're not worth your affection if they can't appreciate what you are. Yes. So, that's the tips. Be friends with them. Positive attitude. Be yourself. I made a list on my fingers, but I realize you can't see that.
Los tres.
And Jessica knows Spanish.
Wow.
She's bilingual. But not really.
I know up to 3 in French, English, Spanish. I know up to 3 in Korean.
That's really great.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
So that's good. So those are our questions that were relating to our theme of growing up. But as always, we've got our question for the end of the podcast.
Sharon.
So we don't have necessarily a name for this person. You want to call him Sharon, Jess?
Don't we always call them Sharon?
I think we usually call them Sharon unless someone specifies a different name in the
Like
question.
Larry, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked when Larry did that.
Yes.
Just, I felt like,
By the way, yes, we really love it when you give yourself a fake name. It just seems more personal.
I literally laugh. I love it.
Oh, it is really great.
Greatest thing ever.
Would you like to read our question today, Jess?
Sure.
Got it all queued up for you.
Sharon here. One of my friends is inviting guys to her party, one of which she has a crush on.
Ooh.
But she's worried that it'll be awkward, especially since all of her friends are in different school/friend groups. What would you suggest doing?
First of all, Sharon, that's a very great voice you have right there. I like the voice acting there, Jess. You're multi-talented. You really are.
I've been trained from a young age.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, do you remember in grade 8 when we had to do, like, that storytelling unit?
Yes.
I got, like, an extra 5% because I gave my witch a different voice.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was like, "Could I have a loaf of bread, please?" I did really well on that. I was very happy.
What do you mean? That's like your normal voice.
Whoa! Damn! That was... Oh. It's hot in here. You got me good. Anyway, refocus.
Yes. Wait, are you the one telling us to refocus?
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, Jessica.
Tides have turned. It's white shine and moon in mine.
Wait. Okay, let's get back on it. So, would you like to give some advice or shall I first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I would say that, like, honestly, a game changer is like having some background music on. It makes a difference.
I see.
Like, it just kind of takes away that awkward static air. I highly recommend getting, like, a party playlist. Like, just with some good beats that most people, like, kind of know, like, that they're recognizable. I know, Jessica, you've got really great playlists. Maybe, can you recommend any party songs?
I
Or,
mean,
like, some
I have
bangers?
a party playlist.
Wow.
So, yeah, I do like the playlist. So if you ever want one, you can let me know and I can send it. I've got, like, summer ones, got the party ones, late night drive ones, I don't know, like, what is sad boy hours. Anyway, continue.
Yes, so I would highly recommend having, like, some music playing. And also, like, it's really enjoyable to, like, have a song going and you're just singing along with a bunch of other people.
I mean,
like,
if
that's
you don't
a good
know
bonding
them,
thing.
if you don't know them, though, it would be awkward.
Well, maybe, but, like, I'm talking about later on in the party, you know? When everyone's kind of gotten used to each other, and then you can kind of sing along and have a good time.
I was gonna say when you all get drunk, but I don't know what kind of party this is.
What kind of parties have you been to?
Wedding parties?
Oh, that's true.
Oh my god, why I sound so sad having gone to, like, a real party.
But you know what? That's okay. High school parties, I don't know if they'd be really my
I've always wanted to go to just one, but
I don't think that we know the right people to go to a high school party.
I'm not cool enough.
That's not it. You're too cool.
Oh my god, too cool for school.
No. You're
Wait,
too
you know that
cool
saying that's like, I'm not a nerd, but I'll still school you.
I don't know that.
It's in this song.
Okay.
That's really bad.
I would say another suggestion. Now, I'm a person who really likes to plan, and so this might just be me, but I always find that like having like planned activities and things to do helps, because it is awkward if you're like, so what do you guys want to do? You know, like having something to do as a group, like even like little games that kind of help you get to know other people and kind of start conversations, like Two Truths and a Lie or Never Have I Ever, kind of good games to kind of get to know people's vibe, I guess. You could also check online to see other good like party games. Maybe you've got some of your own that you could do, but yes, I would recommend that.
And bring food.
Yes,
I like
definitely.
snacks.
You want to have snacks at a party.
Yeah. I would say if there's different groups involved, you should find people that like know people. If that makes sense. Like, say I have a party and I'm inviting you, but I'm also inviting some people from like Skona.
All right.
And like nobody knows them, but you know my friend who goes there. Then you can like kind of maybe start to bring them
because then you've got
together.
that connection.
You've got that connection already.
So you recommend getting connection people.
That's right. Connection people are always great to have.
You're a connection person.
I am.
You know so many people. Or even if you don't, like you're game to be friends with everyone.
I do like talking.
Yes. Which is great because sometimes that's like the most awkward thing is just that no one knows what to say.
That's
if you've
true.
got some people that just have things to say, that's pretty great.
It's definitely helpful to like, I don't know, be in some kind of activity where you have to do that.
Yes.
Then you can get practice for like when you get older.
Yeah.
Like I'm practicing now.
Yes.
So it sounds kind of weird, but like
But it's true.
the better you are at it, like you don't want to sound awkward when you like go to like a job interview,
Right.
or like a university interview,
Yeah.
or like I don't know, you meeting new people somewhere. You don't want to be like, hey, my name is Jessica. My favorite color is blue. What's yours? You know? You want to be like, is Jesus really dead?
That's an interesting example. So, yeah. That's a great point, Jessica.
I mean, I don't know. That was just the first thing
No,
that
I
popped
know.
into my head there. I was like,
That's pretty good, though.
I don't know.
Well, Jessica, should we maybe talk about what our announcement is?
Yes.
Announcing for the first time on this podcast, we're gonna have a guest!
A guest.
Actually, possibly multiple.
Yes.
But, yes, so we are going to have some of our guy friends come on, and they're gonna answer all of your burning questions that you want to know from a guy's point of view.
Yeah, guy questions, not just like lady questions.
Because so far, you've just heard it from the lady's point of view.
You can ask anything.
Yeah. They will probably answer most questions.
I'm pretty curious to know.
I am too. Maybe we should write up some questions too.
Yeah.
I think we should.
I want to know things.
So we're going to have some guys on the podcast for next episode. So send in your questions. Send in your regular questions as well, because we definitely still want to answer those. But yeah, send in your queries. Look at me, I'm expanding my vocabulary.
No, never say that word again.
What, query?
I don't like
What,
that.
you don't like the word query?
It sounds like you're calling someone queer,
Oh.
but like he looks kind of queery.
Well, that's not what I meant. Okay, what about if I say send in your inquiries?
That sounds better.
You like that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Send in your inquiries about the gentleman.
Oh man.
And until then, we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to White Wine and Moonshine.
We hope you loved it, and if you didn't, you stink.
They don't stink, Jessica.
Sure.
We love giving advice.
And we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, obviously. If you have any questions or problems you'd like answers or advice to, we have a Google form you can use to send anonymous questions.
You can also email us at whitewineandmoonshine@gmail.com. The link to the form is in our Instagram bio and in the description of our YouTube videos.
We'd love to answer your questions in the next epi.
Thanks for listening.
See you soon!